Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back. So we're starting the same lesson about impurity and purity. So the rule number, I think 10, is if urine or wine falls on the earth, then when it dries and the smell or color of the najasa no longer remains, then that part of the earth will become pure. If najasa impurity falls on the brick or stones that are part of a building, or a paving of stones or baked bricks that are fitted, then these things will become pure once the najasa become dry. However, if the bricks or stones are not fitted but are just laid down, then they will not become pure. It will be necessary to wash them. If an impurity like dung is burned and becomes ash, then the ash is pure. If the droplets of urine are as tiny as the head of a needle and cannot be seen, then there is no problem with it. It will not have to be washed. If a dog or pig puts its mouth into a container, then it will become pure by washing it 3 times, but it's better to wash it 7 times and to wipe it with soap once as well. Questions. So these questions are so important. If you know the answers, that means you know your lesson very well. Questions. What are the examples of najase ghalisia? Are najase ghalisia and khafifia types of najase hakikia or hakmiya? What type of najasa are hajat asghar and akbar? What becomes necessary by hajat asghar and hajat akbar? What is the explanation of the deep part of the palm? How much of najase ghalisia is excused, and what is the meaning of excused? What is the meant by clothing? Is it the whole piece of clothing, or does it mean something else? What is it? Will a clay pot become clean by washing it? If not, then what is the method of making it pure? If a rat falls and dies in ghee, what will have to be done to make it pure? What is necessary to wash utensils that has engravings on them? If shoes become wet with urine, how can they be purified? How does impure soul become pure? If clothes are washed with any other liquid other than water, will they become pure, and what is the condition of such liquids to be used? Rulings on water. Water with which wuzu or ghusl is impermissible. Rainwater, water of a well or spring, water of a stream or river, water melted from ice or snow, water of a large pond or pool, water in which some pure things has fallen and the color, taste or smell has changed without that thing being cooked in the water and without the liquidity of the water being changed, like flowing water in which sand has fallen or water in which saffron has fallen and its color changed slightly. It will also be permissible to use water of a well in which leaves keep falling and the color and smell and taste of the water changes. It will also be permissible to use such water in which something has been boiled for the purpose of cleaning the water, and by boiling it, the water does not become thick. It is permissible to use all the above mentioned types of water for wuzu or ghusl. Types of water which cannot be used for wudu and ghusl. water squeezed from trees or fruits, water from coconut or watermelons, sugarcane juice, water in which something pure has been added by which that water is no longer referred to as water, like when saffron added or when milk is added to water and the color of the milk spreads in the water, or something pure has been boiled in the water like carrots or beetroot. Water whose color, taste, or smell has changed by adding something pure in it. Little water less than 10 yards, 100 yards, or water that is not flowing, stagnant water in which some purity has fallen, or an animal with flowing blood has fallen and died. Stagnant water is the water that is motionless, that don't move, that is stagnant water. Use water that has already been used for making vadu or ghusl. A large amount of water or flowing water in which some impurity has fallen and the impurity has changed the color, taste, or smell of the water. Water left in a container after a haram animal has drunk from it. It is not permissible to use all these type of water for wudu or ghusl. When will the different types of water become impure? If the water is flowing in a stream or river, then it will become impure. If some impurity falls onto it and the color, taste, or smell of the water changes, the water will not become impure simply by the impurity falling into the water or by animal falling in and dying. If the water is not flowing, stagnant water like that in a pond, pool, well, or reservoir, and if that water is a large amount, more than 10 by 10 yards, 100 yards, then the rolling sword will be same as that of flowing water. This means that if the smell, color, or taste of the water does not change, then it will still be pure. If an impurity falls into a small amount of stagnant water, then it will become impure immediately. Explanation: if a person does not have any najasa, hakikia, visible impurity on his body, and the water that falls of the body after wudu or ghusl will not be impure, but the water cannot then be used to purify anything because it is now regarded as used water. Musta'amil water. If the used water is mixed with water that was not yet used for wudu or ghusl, then the ruling will be that if the used water is less than the unused water, then it will be permissible to make wudu or ghusl with it. If the used water is equal to or more than the unused water, then it cannot be used for wudu or ghusl. Water has three qualities: color, taste, and smell. Flowing water is such water that has the ability to take long grass, twigs, and leaves as it flows. It does not matter how slow the water flows. Water that is not flowing, stagnant water like that which is in a pond, pool, or reservoir will be regarded as a lot of water if it is in 10 yards long, 10 yards wide, 100 yards, and so deep that if you take some water in your hand, then the earth does not become Allahu, then the earth does not become uncovered. This water will have the same ruling as flowing water. If the pond or pool is not as big as this, then the water will be regarded as little water. If a pond or pool is squared, then it should be at least 10 yards long and 10 yards wide, 100 yards square. If it is round, then its circumference should be 36 yards. If it is triangular, then each side should be at least 15 and a half yards long. If any of one side is longer and other are shorter, then the total area of the pool or pond must be at least equal to 10 yards by 10 yards, 10 by 10, 100 yards. 10 multiplied by 10. If a pound is 10 yards, if the pound is 10 by 10 yards, but it is covered from all four sides or even from one side such that the platform covering it is above the water, then such a pound is still in above the water, then such a pound is still in the in order, and the rolling of a large pond will apply to it. However, if the platform covering it is touching the water, then such a pond will have the rolling of a small pond. This means that the portion of water that is considered is the amount which is open, and the open amount should be 10 yards multiplied by 10 yards. If it is covered by a platform that touches the water, then it will remain in the rolling of little water, even if it is a very large pond. If an impurity like wine or urine falls into a pond that is 10 by 10 yards and that impurity cannot be seen in the water, then it will be permissible to make wudu using water from any part of the pond. If an impurity that can be seen falls into a pond that is 10 by 10 yards, then wudu should not be made using water from where the impurity is, but wudu can be made from any other part of the pond. If water is flowing slowly, then wudu should not be made quickly so that the used water does not get taken again. If a pond is 10 by 10 yards, then there will be no problem in taking water from where used water has fallen. If a little amount of water has been found in the jungle, then unless one is sure that it is impure, such water can be used for wudu. The water must not be left only because of the possibility of it being impure. If water has been heated directly by the sun, then because of the fear that it may cause a disease where the skin turns white, such water should not be used for wudu or ghusl. So, inshallah, we will do questions and then learn next lesson tomorrow. So, hope you like my video. If you like my video, please like and subscribe my channel, and also uh, I will show you tomorrow, inshallah, uh, how much how we can cover our curriculum for 10th grade and 8th grade in Islamic way. Assalamu alaikum. Inshallah, see you tomorrow. Allah Hafiz.